Hi guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and I hope that you subscribe and I hope you like this video. So today we're going to be talking about someone who I'm very much so still a big fan of and very concerned about at this point, and I'm hoping that this video can do him some justice and hopefully get him some help. So let's get into it. Now, many of us came to know and love Bryshere Gray, also known as Yaz the Greatest, from Fox's hit show Empire, which ran from January of 2015 till April 2020. On the show, Gray played the youngest son, Hakeem Lyon, and he quickly became a fan favorite due to his outstanding performance in both acting and rapping, his charming personality, and we cannot ignore those good looks, honey, okay? In addition to starring on Empire, Bryshere also starred in BET's New Edition story where he played Michael Bivins. He also starred in the movie Honey, Rise Up and the movie Kano Street. By early 2019, everything seemed to be on the up and up for Gray. He had starred on a hit TV show and many other projects that were wildly successful. He had completed Will Smith's mentorship in regards to training for actors, and he was becoming an A-list star in his own right. By that time, most people were enjoying Empire on a weekly basis, or if they weren't enjoying it, they at least had heard about the show. His mother, Andrea Mayberry, had also released a book in 2017 about his upbringing and his rise to stardom. Some of the things discussed in the book were that Bryshere was diagnosed with ADHD at 5 years old. He did experience a lot of bullying and teasing from the neighborhood children. And it also went into his deep love for music. Also, she discussed that Bryshere was no longer taking medications for the ADHD and that he had an assistant handler, someone that was there to help him out, keeping him focused and things like that while on set. That arrangement seemed to have been working pretty well for Gray, but unfortunately, nothing good can last forever. Because on January 29th of 2019, Gray's Empire co-star Jussie Smollett called for emergency services in Chicago, alleging he'd been turned every which way but loose by two MAGA vigilantes. It was later determined in court that Jussie had made up the entire incident. Jussie's incident gained national attention, mainly due to the fact that Empire was an extremely successful show at that time and was very popular with the youth and the urban community. Backlash from Jussie's alleged hoax was harsh, and ultimately both shows produced by Lee Daniels, being Star and Empire, were not renewed for upcoming seasons and taken off air, unable to find new TV homes. Since the end of Empire and Star, we haven't seen much of mainstream activity for most of the show stars, including Bryshere Gray, who seems to be having the most difficulty in adjusting to life after. Almost immediately after Empire's ending, Gray began experiencing misfortunes, obstacles, just having a really hard time. Almost 1 month after the ending of Empire, he was sued by a landlord for damages and back rent. Also in that same year of 2020, Gray was arrested for allegedly having a physical disagreement with someone whom he'd identified as his wife. Then in 2022, Gray was arrested in Maricopa, Arizona for another DV allegation from an unnamed woman who accused the actor of being verbally and physically aggressive. Cops were again called on the actor when he got into a disagreement inside of a convenience store and had to be asked to leave. In June of 2024, news broke that Gray had started an OF account. Most recently, on July 26th of 2024, Gray was arrested in Broward County, Florida for trespassing of an unoccupied structure. As of this video, Gray has been released from custody. Now, there's a lot to wonder in this situation, and there's also been a lot of allegations as well, and I want to get into some of those things. Now, my first question would be exactly what happened here. I understand Empire ending. I understand it no longer being on air. A lot of those actors and actresses we have not seen doing too much of anything after, whereas especially not on the same level as Empire and Star. But this young man was really on a trajectory. He was really going up. He was moving up. He was doing really well. He seemed to have made the right connections, the right alliances. So I'm not understanding why, simply because this show ended, he didn't continue to go up. It seems like the ball was dropped somewhere, and there's some things that we're missing. Now, I did mention earlier in the video that he did allegedly complete Will Smith's training camp for actors, his mentorship program. There's a video from back in the days where they were saying that he had definitely been mentored by him. They were together. But the body language in that video, which I will include a little bit of the video, the body language and the way that he was looking at Will, it made me feel as if there was something else that I was missing. It made me feel as if it was fake. It was like he was saying all the most beautiful things about Will and, oh, he's so great, and Uncle Will, but it just seemed fake. If it seemed fake, like it was forced, like this is what I'm supposed to say. I've been told to say nothing but this man's praises. And there's also an allegation by Jaguar Wright, and might I add, nobody has sued this woman yet. Jaguar alleges that, yes, of course, he was definitely in the mentorship with Will Smith, but that there was an incident where Will Smith, Jada, Meek Mill, and Diddy were all together doing I don't know what, but that Bryshere Gray left the house screaming and running, trying to get away from them, and never wanted to go back. And ever since then, he's been struggling. I also do feel that it seems as if the powers that be just kind of got tired with him, or just decided they didn't want him anymore, because it seemed to me that he was completing all of their tasks. I mean, he'd gone through the mentorship, which means he completed it. It helped him land that role of Empire. He even said so, that him doing the mentorship with Will Smith is what led to him getting that role on Empire. So he got the role. He was playing the game. He was also in the New Edition biopic, and Will Smith's other little buddy, he was in there as well. What is his name? Dwayne? I forget his last name, but he was Tisha Campbell's husband. But Dwayne Martin, that's his name. Okay, so Dwayne Martin was in that New Edition movie along with Bryshere. So there you go again. You got Will's influence around. So it seems like he was doing what they wanted. Then we have this here where they have this young man doing a lip sync battle, and he's in a wig and a dress. And I'm not understanding why they have this young man in a wig and a dress, but it kind of looks like an HR. And if you know what an HR is, it looks like the powers that be had him to put that on. So he's done whatever behind closed doors. He's put on the dress. The last thing would have been to give somebody up. And y'all know what I mean by that. So maybe that's what he didn't want to do. And maybe that's what made him run away and say, I wasn't coming back. And maybe that's what made them wash their hands of him and say, well, you know what? You're not doing what we want you to do. We're just done with you. Because it still doesn't make any sense. This young man was everywhere. This young man was doing so well for himself. And to see him now on OnlyFans and, being arrested. If you look at the mugshot from the arrest the other day, it looks as if he was hurt in some kind of way. I don't know if he hurt himself trying to get into the dwelling, or if when the police were trying to stop him, if they roughed him up. I have no idea, but he looks like he was roughed up pretty bad. And it just makes me think, is this the beginning to an end for him? Because a lot of the times we see entertainers where they fall from grace. All of a sudden they start getting into troubles, or they start having incidents where they're under the influence. And then the next thing you know what I'm saying? And they say, oh, this or that happened. And, everybody goes on about life. But I don't believe that. I believe that if that were the case, and I really hope and pray that it's not for him, if that were the case, I feel like they want him to keep some secrets. And that's why he has, he's going down this road. I'm really hoping that this video ignites, people to look at the young man for who he is, which is a human being. We don't know what he's been through in Hollywood. We don't know what was said or done to him. Having mental disabilities and being put around people that prey on people like that and know how to play with your mind and give you mind-altering substances to play with, it's not a joke. So in no way is this video to disrespect Bryshere Gray in any way, or make him feel bad, or make him feel attacked. I really, really support him still. I really, really still love him from that Empire show. I have a hard time letting go of people that I love, y'all. That's my toxic trait. But I really hope that this young man gets it together. I hope that somebody sees what's going on, somebody that can help him and put him in another show, put him in another movie, get him some therapy, get him some assistance, get him some rehab, whatever it is that he needs. I hope the right person sees this video. I hope the right person reaches out to him on their own, even if they don't see my video. I just hope that things get better for him. So I'm asking everybody, if you can, send a good prayer up for him, send well wishes, send love, positive energy towards him, and hopefully we'll see him back on the big screen. Hopefully we'll see him doing well again. But let me know what you all think about his recent situations that's been going on. Let me know what you think about the OnlyFans account. Let me know what you think about the recent arrest. Let me know, what did you like about him on Empire? If you watched Empire, what was your favorite thing about him? What was your favorite song from him? For me, it would have to be No Apologies with with Justice Smollett. I don't know. It's just something about that song just get me real hyped. Like, you can't tell me nothing when No Apologies come on. But anyway, thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.